feel much better for my participation in magical thinking. We're part of a group activity rather than a personal collapse.
Yes, the wrench. The subreddit post said it was somewhere in a residence hall, common area at 2 in the morning, which is both oddly specific and suspiciously poetic.
Most people would just say, I saw a weird post.
Precision matters, and also if someone promises a tool that fixes lives, it deserves investigation.
And this is where the life-changing wrench is supposed to be? This place feels like a dorm hookup that nobody wants to talk about on a daily. Are you sure this is the right common area?
Probably. I mean, the campus has changed names 3 times since 1895. Administrative identity crises will cause architectural confusion.
Bad signage.
Possibly. Also, the mascot is literally a shock of wheat designed in 1948, which means the only university in the country represented by an agricultural bundling technique.
Okay, yeah, I know. I participate in its tuition structure.
And the name comes from a football team in 1904 that paid tuition by harvesting wheat fields, which is actually a fairly elegant economic model. There was also the first night football game west of Mississippi in 1905 using gas laboratory. I think it's an OSHA violation.
I'm sorry. I don't know you, and yet you're already explaining wheat economics.
And the tulip planting tradition every fall, which is roughly 9,000 holes.
Breathe.
Sorry. Sometimes facts arrive faster than conversation. I have what you might call an aggressive relationship with information. I'm working on installing a filter.
If you're curating the list, keep the wheat one. It has some historic charm. So tell me something. Since we both answered a 2 a.m. internet prophecy about a blue wrench fixing our lives, explain the theory to me. Why does a wrench fix your life?
Well, because a wrench is about leverage, and leverage is the quiet miracle of mechanics. People think the heroic tool is the hammer because of the noise and the drama, but the wrench is more elapsed on top of you. Shame sits like a refrigerator that you can't move. Despair like a couch nailed to the ground. These are things that can't be defeated by becoming stronger than they are. You defeat them by finding the bolt and turning it 1/4 inch until the thing that wouldn't move finally moves.
It's either deeply insightful or the result of spending too much time alone with philosophy podcasts and cold brew.
Both can be true.
My theory is less technical. When life starts rattling apart, you either tighten what's come loose or loosen what's stuck. Relationships, habits, beliefs about yourself, they're all bolts. The trick is deciding whether to tighten or to release. Unfortunately, that decision rarely is included in the instructions.
Who still uses ringtones?
It's my mom. She doesn't sleep anymore. My brother assigned that ringtone to her on my phone. He said, vibrant mode was cowardice, and if I heard that song in public, I'd answer immediately out of pure embarrassment.
And that song is doing several things very loudly and making a series of bold claims.
He believed embarrassment dramatically improves human behavior. Oh my god! What? No rat! Wait, if you didn't see it, why are you on a chair? Because prophecy may not have been the corrective action my life required.
You strangers meeting at night rarely ends well. If this was Shakespeare, we'd both be doomed by Act 5.
Well, that's the most exciting this building has seen since someone discovered the vending machine accepts Canadian coins.
There are rumors the maintenance worker who died here in the 50s still roams the hallways. Statistically, the rat is more plausible, but the ghost has a better narrative structure.
Give me that!
I was just investigating the blue things. Hey, this looks like it could be a tool.
We are not investigating that.
That seems unnecessarily intrusive. turning things, a wrench would be dramatically more useful.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. It's perfectly capable of turning something. It depends on what you're trying to turn.
So, why bring it? The backpack here at 2 a.m.
We're on a 2 a.m. scavenger hunt for a mystical wrench. Of course I brought a backpack. That's how Dora always does it. Okay, look. I was supposed to leave town this weekend with a boy who seemed like a sensible mistake. Apparently grief complicates logistics, and I was preparing for all kinds of disappointments. It only took one rat to remind me I'm actually just a girl standing on a chair in the dark. My brother died 6 months ago. Everyone keeps telling me I'm doing incredibly well, which is a deeply unsettling compliment.
It's likely a linguistic placeholder. People don't actually think that you're, well, at the 6-month mark, most social support networks become a phase of planned obsolescence. When people say that, they aren't actually complimenting your wellness, they're congratulating themselves on no longer having to feel awkward about your tragedy.
Is that what you think this is? A phase of obsolescence? My brother is dead. I'm not a fucking vocabulary exercise for you.
I was simply applying precision. What I mean is, why is it unsettling?
Precision is what you use for wheat economics. It's not for this. And it's unsettling because grief becomes a performance. People watch you the way they watch a fragile museum exhibit, checking to see whether you cry when appropriate or laugh too soon. After a while, you start curating the experience for them. You say, I'm okay, in the exact tone that makes people relax. Eventually, you become so convincing that everyone believes you, including yourself in the better days. And that's when you start answering Reddit posts about biblical level wrenches at 2 a.m. instead of meeting up with Mr. Two Pumps and Dunn to forget about life. Forget my drama. So, why did you come looking for the wrench?
People have suggested with some consistency that I am the problem.
And you accepted it.
Yes. I mean, the phrases vary, but the conclusion is fairly stable. So when I saw a post about a wrench that fixes lives, it seemed like useful specificity. People keep telling me to fix myself, but no one tells me what.
Tell me the wrench still exists.
It doesn't say wrench anymore. It says bench.
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 There's absolutely no blue bench in this building. I have lived here long enough to know every depressing piece of furniture on this floor. I have cataloged every fixture during moments of deep academic despair. None of them are blue benches.
This campus is ancient. Entire hallways appear to have been installed during moments of panic. A bench hiding here somewhere would not surprise me.
If a blue bench existed in this residence hall, I would know about it.
The specificity bothers me. Blue bench implies a recognizable landmark, not a hypothetical piece of seating. Whoever wrote this expected the reader to know exactly where to go.
Unless the writer assumed the reader would recognize something symbolic, which feels pretentious, but unfortunately plausible at 2 in the morning.
Symbolism would be extremely inefficient instruction design.
And yet here we are participating in a fabled wrench hunt, or maybe not a bench hunt. So efficiency may not be the guiding principle tonight.
A bench is just a place to sit. That's literally the entire architectural philosophy. Wood, metal, whatever. Its purpose is identical. 2 or more humans stop moving and occupy the same space for a while. Yes, functionally speaking, a bench is simply communal seating. The object itself is irrelevant. The behavior it encourages is the point.
So maybe the color isn't the clue.
And maybe the bench isn't the clue either.
If the entire premise of tonight was to trick 2 exhausted strangers sitting down and talking to each other, I have to admit, this is a deeply manipulative strategy.
It is also annoyingly elegant. Think about it. From a design standpoint, it requires almost no resources, just vague instruction and two people willing to believe that their lives might be adjustable. Which means the entire time you're searching for a tool to fix things.
The instruction was simply to sit down. That's either incredibly profound or incredibly irritating.
They share a surprising amount of territory.
So what happens now? Because if the universe just tricked two strangers well past their useful operating hours into sitting down and talking, it has a very minimalist approach to problem solving.
From a mechanical standpoint, a quarter-inch turn rarely fixes the entire system, but it can release enough tension for the next moment to happen. Which means tonight probably wasn't the repair. It was just the adjustment.
That's annoyingly adult. I guess I should call my mom back and possibly stop pretending I'm doing beautifully when the truth is I'm closer to functioning style.
That seems like a meaningful application of leverage.
What about you?
Me? Oh, I may need to revisit that theory that I'm the problem. It appears the evidence was collected from people who dislike me.
Well, look at that. Two people show up at 2 in the morning looking for an internet famous friend and instead get a small